Hello YouTubers, how are you today? This is your driver Scott. So I want to tell you this story. It kind of more has to do with the navigation system than anything else. And with the navigation system, for the most part, I follow it. Unless my passenger wants to do something different. I go ahead and follow what the passenger says. Okay? If the passenger's like, whatever, do what you need to do, then I'll just kind of follow the navigation system. I don't always ask the passenger which route would they prefer, but I try to sneak it in there. It doesn't always work, but I try to do that. And I would actually recommend any drivers out there to pretty much always ask people, do they have a preferred route? Anyway, I was the only time I won't, by the way, the only time I won't follow the navigation system is if it's asking me to do something crazy. And there are other times, let me tell you a crazy one, by the way, so you know exactly what I mean. I was heading south on I-95, okay? And I could see traffic was backing up. And then on the navigation system, the red line popped up ahead of me, which pretty much means traffic is coming to a halt or slowing down a lot, whatever. But I could see what was happening. You could look ahead and see the brake lights ahead of you. The car's starting to pile on. And I'm coming up to an exit. And the navigation system tells me to get off. And I look at it, and I could see where the line is telling me to get off, and I could see the line is telling me to get back on again. And I looked at it, and it wanted me to get off, go down to the next light, make a U-turn, and then get back on again. On the same exit. And it's not like, it's like, I don't know what it is, the distance, not even a quarter mile, but it's like, I'm like, really? I can see where the exit is and see where the exit is. You want me to do all that? For what? What's the point? It's not going to save me any time. So anyway, when I see craziness, then I'll ignore it, There are times too that going to the airport, this happens quite often, where people will type in Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood, Fort Lauderdale International Airport, Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood International Airport, whatever. And what they actually want is the airport. But what comes up on their drop-down box would be maybe the Hertz rental place that's outside of the airport. Or it would be, there's a hotel not too far from there, from the airport, that says Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood International Cruise Port Hotel. And the thing is that, like, when you're typing it, you can't see the end of the title. When you're typing in Fort Lauderdale Airport, Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport, you can't see the end of it all the way down at the end there. You can only see where it cuts off. It's usually around the P. It'll say Fort Lauderdale dash Hollywood Air, and it stops there, and then the rest is like ... because you can't read the rest of the thing. And then sometimes people will click on it, and it's not actually the airport itself. It's outside of the airport where the navigation system is telling me to go. And then I'll ignore that. I won't literally drive outside the airport, because it tells you to go west on 595. It's a big mess, and I'm going to ignore that. But for the most part, I'll just kind of follow it along. Many times I've learned new routes that I didn't know before, which is a great thing, So I want to tell you this one story where I picked this couple up, young couple, and the guy's pretty much banking on his girl. He ordered the car, the ride, and we're driving, and I don't know where we're going to, because I just got an address. I don't have the name of where we're going to, and he's spending his time macking on her. Now, it's not like he was all over her, groping her and kissing her or anything. He's doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden, we turn off this busy road, and we're on this residential road that's a one-way, and kind of looks like you're going nowhere from where we were. And I didn't even think the guy was paying attention, but he goes, "Excuse me." I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Do you know where we're going?" And I said, "Actually, no. I just have the address." He goes, "We're going to a restaurant." I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Where's this taking us?" So I read the address to him, and he's like, "I don't know if that's where we're supposed to be going." And I said, "Well, let's get there." And it's stop signs, and it's a one way road. It's a one only one car goes through. It's one way, one car goes through, and it's a stop sign at the end of every corner. So eventually, we get to a relatively busy street, and we go to the other side, and it tells me to pull in. There's like a little plaza there, really small plaza, and I pull in, and I say, "We're here." And he goes, "Oh, here?" I go, "Yeah." I go, "That's the address right there in the building that you gave me." And it was a restaurant. And I found it pretty funny. He didn't know where this restaurant was. Apparently, I guess he just heard about it and he put the address into the system. But I didn't have the name of the place. I just had the address. And then when it takes us down this road, that it cut through traffic. I mean, literally, there was no traffic where we were. It was just stop signs. You just drive up, you stop, and go. And there was nothing but smooth moving, smooth sailing. No lights, none of that stuff. But it looked like we were going, who knows where we were going. So anyway, he kind of panicked at that point and paid attention. And I'm sure any of you who are drivers who are watching this has had experiences like that. As a passenger, try to understand that when we follow the navigation, it's not like we know everything. I mean, that restaurant, I didn't know the restaurant, but the way I knew to get there was another way. It would have been, along busy roads. But this way it took me, it was like a side roads, and it kind of cut through traffic. It was pretty smooth, I thought. But it can get scary if you don't know where you're going, or you think you're supposed to go one way and it seems to be taking you another way. Anyway, please, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, share. Comment below if you want to tell me some of your navigation stories. I do know a lot of times that I'm arguing with her when I'm alone in the car. Her name, by the way, is Jane. I found that out. That's the name that they've given to this computer if you don't change the voice. And I tell people she's like my wife, and they start laughing. And I don't argue in front of people because it seems a little weird. But I'm alone in the car, and I'll say, "Shut up! I'm not going that way." Things like that to pass the time. And then sometimes we have conversations with passengers about how she's persistent, or how she's bossy, or whatever, and how she's probably really wanting to say things like, "You stupid idiot, I told you to turn there, and you're supposed to go there," things like that. Anyway, there's always fun with that. But let me know some of your navigation stories, if you don't mind, in the comments below. And take a look at the links down below. You can sign up to be a passenger for Uber or Lyft. You can sign up to be a driver for Uber or Lyft. And you can also order your driver if you want. There's a site down there called YouServe, as in you serve, but it's kind of shortened, and it looks kind of weird, but it's YouServe, and not YouServe, you reserve, so it's YouServe, and you can click, you can order your favorite rider that way, okay, your favorite driver. And I hope you have a great day. This is your driver, Scott.